What did your friend do that you'll never forgive? My best friend Kathy and I were driving home from her bachelorette party when she swerved into a tree. The doctor said my spinal cord was partially severed and I'd likely never walk again. When Kathy sobbed at my bedside begging forgiveness for drinking those last shots, I squeezed her hand and told her we'd get through this together. Kathy moved into my apartment the day I came home from the hospital and refused to let me hire a professional aide. She'd researched every spinal treatment facility within driving distance and booked appointments before I could object. She learned physical therapy techniques from YouTube and worked my legs for hours each day while updating me on wedding planning to keep my spirits up. When I struggled with transfers, she'd rush to lift me herself, saying she needed to be strong enough to support me always. Her fiancé understood when she postponed their wedding indefinitely because she couldn't imagine walking down an aisle I couldn't walk down. My parents praised her dedication when she sold her car to buy me a custom wheelchair with all the best features. You saved my life that night by calling 911 so fast, I'd remind her when she cried during my painful therapy sessions. But 6 months later, Kathy started adding supplements to my morning smoothies that made me dizzy and nauseous. When I found the bottles hidden in her room, she explained she'd ordered them from a clinic in Germany that claimed to regenerate nerve tissue. She'd already signed me up for experimental trials in Brazil, using my forged signature because FDA approval takes too long when every day matters. She installed motion sensors on my legs that beeped constantly, tracking micro movements she charted on graphs covering my bedroom walls. My physical therapist banned her from sessions after she accused him of accepting defeat when he discussed realistic outcomes. Kathy created a GoFundMe page with videos of my worst moments, claiming I was suicidal without hope of walking again. The $50,000 raised went to a stem cell clinic in Costa Rica before I even knew the page existed. When I refused to go, she told my family I was choosing to stay broken and turned them against my defeatist attitude. She hired healers who burned sage over my legs and made me drink foul teas that sent me to the emergency room twice. My friends stopped visiting after Kathy interrogated them about whether they'd seen my toes twitch or noticed any sensation returning. The night she showed up with plane tickets and a wheelchair van outside, insisting we leave for the clinic immediately, I finally told her I was done trying her treatments, but I woke up hours later strapped to a metal table in what looked like an abandoned medical facility, my mouth taped shut and Kathy standing over me with a man in a stained lab coat. My heart hammered against my ribs as I jerked against the restraints. "This is Dr. Alexei," she said calmly while checking my restraints. He pioneered spinal regeneration before they revoked his license for being ahead of his time. The man reeked of alcohol and his hands shook as he prepared a syringe filled with murky yellow fluid. "She needs to believe in the treatment," he muttered to Kathy while tapping the needle. "Her negativity creates resistance." Kathy leaned close to my face and I could see she hadn't slept in days from the dark circles and wild eyes. "I've spent everything," she whispered. "Sold my engagement ring, maxed out credit cards, borrowed from loan sharks. You have to walk again." She pulled out her phone and showed me videos from her bachelorette party just hours before the crash. "Look at you dancing," she said as tears ran down her face. "That's who you really are and I'm bringing her back." My stomach churned watching my former self spin in heels I'd never wear again. The doctor moved behind me and began injecting the substance into my spine without any anesthesia, and I screamed against the tape. "Pain means it's working," Kathy assured me while holding my shoulders down. "I tested this on paralyzed rats and some of them twitched afterward." My vision blurred as fire spread through my back and tears soaked the tape across my mouth. "I dream about that tree every night," she continued in a monotone voice. "I see your blood on the windshield and hear the sound your spine made when it snapped." The doctor prepared a scalpel and Kathy squeezed my hand. "After this works, you'll dance at my wedding and we'll both forget this nightmare," I thrashed as he cut into my back without proper sterilization, my muffled screams echoing off the concrete walls. "She moved her left leg," Kathy shouted when my body convulsed from pain. "Cut deeper, it's working." Blood pooled beneath the table as everything went black. Kathy's serving 8 years for kidnapping and practicing medicine without a license after hikers found us in that abandoned veterinary clinic. The botched procedure left me with even less sensation below my waist and chronic pain above it. She writes weekly from prison about new treatments she's researching in the library, each letter starting with, "I know what will fix you." I had to move states after she posted my medical records online, begging researchers to contact her.